Roughly 1 in 10 humans is left-handed. That ratio has barely changed for at least 500,000 years. It sounds ordinary, almost forgettable. But it shouldn't exist at all. Evolution is ruthless. Traits that consistently reduce survival usually disappear. Yet left-handedness never did. It survived the Ice Age. It survived predators. It survived disease. It survived empires, wars, and modern medicine. Why? Why has nature protected such a rare trait for hundreds of thousands of years? The answer begins long before humans built cities. It begins with our distant ancestors walking across African grasslands nearly 2 million years ago. Even then, the brain was changing. One side slowly became better at language. The other became better at spatial awareness. This process is called brain lateralization. It allows different parts of the brain to specialize. Instead of doing everything equally well, each hemisphere develops strengths. For most people, the left hemisphere controls language and the right hand. For a smaller group, that pattern shifts. The result is left-handedness. At first, scientists believed left-handedness was simply a genetic accident. But the genetics never matched the numbers. Researchers found dozens of genes involved. None could explain why the percentage remained remarkably stable across thousands of generations. Then another possibility emerged. Maybe being rare was the advantage. Imagine standing face to face with another person. You have practiced against right-handed people your entire life. Every movement feels familiar. Every punch comes from an expected direction. Then suddenly, your opponent leads with the opposite hand. Everything changes. Your instincts become less reliable. Your reactions slow by fractions of a second. Sometimes, fractions of a second decide who survives. This idea became known as negative frequency-dependent selection. The rarer a trait becomes, the more valuable it can be. As more individuals possess it, that advantage slowly disappears. Evolution eventually settles into a balance. Not 0. Not 50%. Around 10%. In 2005, researchers led by Faurie and Michel Raymond examined this idea using traditional societies and historical evidence. Their work suggested that left-handed individuals often gained advantages during direct physical competition. The effect appeared strongest where fighting remained common. Modern sports reveal the same pattern. Look at elite boxing. Watch fencing championships. Study professional baseball. Left-handed athletes appear far more often than random chance would predict. Champions repeatedly describe the same problem. They spend years training against right-handed opponents. Then suddenly, they meet someone completely different. The familiar becomes unfamiliar. The expected becomes unpredictable. But fighting is only part of the story. Left-handed brains are not simply mirrored versions of right-handed brains. Modern brain imaging shows enormous variation. Some left-handed people process language differently. Others recruit both hemispheres more equally during certain tasks. Neuroscientists continue to investigate exactly how these differences develop before birth. The picture is far more complex than anyone once imagined. Could this flexibility create unexpected strength? Some studies suggest advantages in creative thinking for certain individuals. Others find little difference. The truth is complicated. Human intelligence refuses to fit into simple categories. Nature almost never builds perfect designs. Instead, it builds populations. Variation is the strategy. If every human thought identically, solved problems identically, and reacted identically, our species would become fragile. One disease, one environmental change, one new challenge, and everyone would fail together. Diversity makes populations resilient. Different minds solve different problems. Different bodies survive different dangers. Different strategies become valuable when the world changes. That lesson reaches far beyond handedness. Evolution rarely searches for perfection. It searches for survival. Sometimes the strongest individual loses. Sometimes the fastest starves. Sometimes the unusual survives simply because nobody expected it. For centuries, left-handed children were forced to write with their right hand. Teachers believed it was more civilized. Parents believed it would improve their future. Many children struggled unnecessarily. Some developed anxiety. Others experienced lasting frustration. The trait never disappeared. It simply hid. Biology quietly outlasted culture. Today, scientists no longer view left-handedness as a mistake waiting to be corrected. Instead, it is seen as one thread in the immense tapestry of human variation. A reminder that evolution does not eliminate every difference. Sometimes it protects them. The next time you shake someone's left hand, remember what you're really seeing. Not an error, not an accident, but the surviving edge of an ancient evolutionary gamble that has lasted for hundreds of thousands of years. Nature kept left-handed people for a reason. And perhaps the greatest strength of humanity was never being the same. It was never thinking the same. It was always keeping just enough difference to survive whatever came next. Every answer leads to another mystery. Subscribe to explore the next one. Thanks for watching.